The Knicks are putting together a pretty strong offseason. The second free agency started, the Knicks managed to sign their guy they wanted all year in Jalen Brunson. The Knicks also signed Isaiah Hartenstein to a 2-year $60 million deal, and they brought back Mitchell Robinson on a 4-year deal. With these moves, the Knicks have upgraded the roster while still having many picks and young players to make a big trade sometime down the line. So let's evaluate all of these signings, and I'll explain why the Knicks have put together a pretty strong offseason. But before we continue, please drop a like on the video and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so your support is very much appreciated. First, let's talk about the Jalen Brunson signing. With this move, the Knicks managed to make a big upgrade at point guard, and at just 25 years old, he fits the timeline of the young core. Brunson is a high quality point guard that can break down the defense and get into the paint and set up his teammates for easy baskets. The Knicks have needed a player like this for years. In the regular season, Brunson averaged 16 points and 5 assists per game, but in the playoffs, his numbers went up to 21 points and 4 assists per game, and he was instrumental in the Mavericks getting to the conference finals. Although Brunson was awesome for the Mavs this year, Brunson's camp believes there's another level as a player that he can reach that he was never going to reach playing next to the ball dominant Luka. So for the Knicks, they're definitely getting a good starting point guard, but the upside is that he can make an all-star leap. For those upset that Brunson is getting $104 million, that amounts to about $25 million a year, which only makes him the 14th highest paid point guard in the league. He's not getting paid star money, and if he continues to get better, his contract is going to look like a steal. Now the Knicks have themselves an intriguing big three between Randle, RJ, and Jalen Brunson. If the Knicks want to make the playoffs, at least one of these guys will have to make an all-star leap. RJ certainly could be on his way with the way he played last year. RJ averaged 25 points per game post All-Star break. He also had a dominant 46-point game against the Miami Heat. Now he needs to clean up his efficiency, but the All-Star potential is definitely there. Julius Randle was an All-Star 2 seasons ago, but he fell off a cliff this year. But he still managed to put up 20 points, 10 boards, and 5 assists per game, and he's one of 7 players in league history with that stat line. He also needs to be more efficient. It's probably unrealistic to expect him to shoot the ball as well as he did in his All-Star year when he hit 42% from 3 on 5 attempts a game, but if he can hit at least 36% from the outside, that's huge. The Knicks now have themselves a very interesting trio with a lot of potential between the three of them. The Knicks also re-signed Mitchell Robinson to a 4-year $60 million deal. Mitch is one of the top defensive bigs in the league. He was 4th in blocks per game last year and 3rd in offensive rebounds per game. He's also one of the best finishing and lob-catching big men in the league, and at 24 years old, he hasn't even hit his prime yet. Getting their young defensive anchor locked down long-term was another great move by the Knicks organization. Another big move the Knicks made was signing Isaiah Hartenstein to a 2-year deal, who is a good backup center for the Clippers. This was a sneaky good move by the Knicks. Hartenstein can protect the rim really well and also switch on defense, but he's also very offensively potent with the ability to shoot from mid-range and pass out of the high post. He ranked 6th in the entire league amongst centers in assist-to-pass ratio last season. He's also got stretch 5 potential as he shot 46% from 3 last year, but it was on low volume. Overall, this pickup gives the Knicks a great backup center. He's not as good defensively as Mitch, but he's still a pretty good defender while also being much more proficient on offense. Now the Knicks have gotten themselves in pretty good position going forward. They managed to make a big talent upgrade with their pickups. Their starting 5 is now a lot better, but the Knicks still have a strong second unit between guys like D. Rose, Emmanuel Quickley, and Obi Toppin. And the Knicks still have plenty of future first-round picks to make a big move for a superstar down the line. Maybe that's Donovan Mitchell, who knows? But the Kevin Durant trade news shows that the landscape of the league is always changing. You never know who's going to be available in the near future. To me, the Knicks' path to contention is similar to the 2019 Raptors. The Knicks are making themselves a winning team, but they remain flexible enough to trade for a superstar that becomes available to become legit contenders. This is what the Raptors did in 2019 when they couldn't get over the hump with DeMar DeRozan and Lowry, but traded for Kawhi and won the 2019 championship. That looks like the Knicks' blueprint. So far, Leon Rose has put together a good offseason, and with the new pieces the Knicks have made, I wouldn't be shocked if they're back in the playoffs next season. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and hit that subscribe button. Click this video for a more in-depth analysis of the Jalen Brunson pickup by the Knicks.